Welcome to part 2 of the Introduction to E-Receiving for NextEra Energy Suppliers. In this section, we'll discuss how to create a new vendor confirmation. On successful login to the supplier portal, navigate to the Receiving section. You will see the link Vendor Confirmation Display. Click on this link to submit a brand new vendor confirmation. When the Confirm Services Performed screen is displayed, enter your purchase order number in the PO number field. This purchase order must be set up for e-receiving or you will not be able to find it in this portal. Also, you will not be able to view purchase orders for any other vendor. On successful match of the purchase order, the next screen will be displayed where you will start entering your information for your vendor confirmation. In the vendor reference number, go ahead and enter your invoice number. In the confirmation name, you can enter the site or the project name or any other relevant information. In the charges incurred between fields, please enter the dates that the work was performed that you want to bill for. This can be anything from 1 day to 1 week to 1 month to the scope of the entire project, just depending on the type of work you're doing and how you're billing. In the next section, the notes for approval, please enter a detailed explanation of what this work is for and what you want to bill. This is very important. This section will be viewed by the confirmation reviewers and approvers to determine the scope of work that was on this bill. In the next section, let's discuss the approvers. As we discussed earlier, any vendor confirmation submitted must be reviewed and approved by NextEra personnel. This can be either a one-person or two-person approval depending on how the business unit wants to set it up. The confirmation reviewer is the first approver. The confirmation approver is the second approver. The confirmation reviewer is optional. If this field is blue, you do not have to select a reviewer. If this field is white, you will have to select a reviewer for this vendor confirmation. The person's name should be indicated on your purchase order text. It's very easy to enter the information. If you click on this double box, it will open a search facility. You can enter the name of the person that you need to select as the reviewer, and once it finds it, click OK, and it will populate it. The confirmation approver is the second and final approver, and this person is always required. This name will be set up on the purchase order, so it will always come across and you will not have to select it. In the next field, let's discuss the attachments. Generally, any information that you're sending the person who's saying OK to pay now, you will still need to continue to send it. However, you're going to be sending it electronically. You'll need to save the documents to your computer, and once you've saved them, they're very easy to browse. Once you browse and find your file, just click it and open, and then click Add Attachment. The attachment will display in the bottom section. You can attach as many documents as you need. For example, invoices may be required, or timesheets, or as-built, or redline, or even rental expense slip, or any other relevant information. You can attach as many documents as you need, and they can be any file size and any file type. Next, let's scroll down to the service details and talk about the service information that you're going to be entering. We discussed in a previous section the service numbers that are on your contract. These have a very long format. They're usually a number preceded by lots of zeros and dashes. However, you do not have to enter the entire number. You really only need to enter the last 4 or 5 digits. In the resource field, you can enter a name or a note. In the confirm quantity, you'll want to enter the quantity that you want to confirm. In the account and account type section, you are able to add an account distribution if the business unit instructs you to do so. For example, you can enter an internal order number, a WBS, or a cost center, and the specific number if the business unit instructs you to do so. If they do not ask you to do this, you do not have to fill out this field. Next, we'll scroll back up to the top and we'll click the check button. When the check button is selected, the system will return the description of the service number from the contract. It will also retrieve the rate from the contract. If you only need to enter a few services, you can type them in manually. However, if you have more than a few to enter, we have an upload file that's available for you to populate the information. It's a very simple Excel file. It has the service number, the resource, the confirmed quantity, and the account and account type. You can fill out the information, save that file as a comma delimited or CSV file, and then once it's completed, you can browse and upload the file. On successful upload of the file, you will see that the program returns the name of the service master from the contract and also will return the rate from the contract as the net price. The fields that were entered on the upload file was the last 4 digits of the service number, a name or note in the resource name, and in this example I did enter an account distribution. If you need to copy a line, you can click this double box icon to copy the line to the line below. And if you have a line you do not need, you can click the garbage can icon to remove it. You will notice some of the contract prices are set prices. In that case, you would enter the quantity that you want to bill. In some, they will be hourly rates, and in that case, you would enter the number of hours that you want to bill. Some services are for flat rates that do not have any specific set rate, so they will be what we call a dollar rate. This you will put in the dollar amount that you want to confirm. After you have reviewed your vendor confirmation and made sure it's complete, including your attachments, they're adequate for the approval, and that all of the services that you perform the work for are present in the section below, we'd like you to come to the top section and click the check button. This is going to run the error validation, and also if you scroll back down to the service details, it's going to give you a total confirmation amount. It will be the summary of everything below and the service details. This is a good check before you submit the vendor confirmation. If you know you need to bill a certain amount, you should see that amount here. Once you've reviewed everything, you've clicked the check button, confirm that your dollar amount is correct and your attachments are good, and you see the message document is correct, you may now confirm, go ahead and click the confirm button. The system will take a few seconds and it will create a confirmation number, and it will say the confirmation was created and is awaiting approval. At this point, the confirmation has been automatically routed for approval and an email has been sent to that first approver. Let's talk a little about the email notifications. The email notifications are sent throughout the e-receiving process. When a supplier submits a confirmation, 2 emails are generated. One to the supplier that the confirmation was successfully submitted and is awaiting approval, and the other to the NextEra representative who will be reviewing or approving this confirmation. When a NextEra representative gets the confirmation, they have 2 options. They can approve it or they can reject it if the information is not sufficient. If they do reject the confirmation, you as the supplier will receive an email with the reasons for rejection as entered by the approver who rejected it. The downside of a rejected confirmation is you cannot retrieve it and fix it and resubmit it. A new vendor confirmation will be required. Also, if the confirmation approver has not reviewed, approved, or done anything with that confirmation within 2 days, they will receive a reminder email. Also, you as the supplier will receive the same reminder email. And finally, when that vendor confirmation is completely approved and posted, you will receive to one email address that you supply to us a service entry sheet or a confirmation summary. These are useful and they can help your accounts receivable department reconcile payments. You will receive a service entry sheet for every fully approved confirmation. And the service entry sheet does have additional details, including the service number, rates, and the following tax information. This concludes this section of the Introduction to e-Receiving for NextEra suppliers. In the next section, we will discuss viewing a submitted vendor confirmation. Thank you.